campus of Western Maryland College for college basketball action. The Western Maryland Green Terrors take on the Mules of Muhlenberg in Centennial Conference action. And welcome everybody to the Gill Center. Brian McLean here for CB3 Sports. Our first of several basketball games will bring you this winter here on CB3. And not a better place to start really than Western Maryland College. The Green Terrors home for the first time this year, coming off of 3 road games, 3 games in which they would have liked better results. As so far this season, the Green Terrors are 0-3 overall and 0-1 in the conference, coming off a loss to Swarthmore last week. Meanwhile, for the Mules, having a fine season so far, off to a perfect start at 3-0. They won their own tournament back in early November, and they've been on a roll so far as they are unbeaten at 3-0 on the season and 1-0 in the Centennial Conference. As far as keys to tonight's game, spoke with Coach Madera of Muhlenberg. His team has been handling Western Maryland over the years pretty well. Overall, they lead this series 24-18, but he has trouble playing the Green Terrors here. In fact, last year Western Maryland was 5-19, but won their final game of the season right here against Muhlenberg, and the Mules haven't forgotten that, so it could be an interesting ball game. Early lead a key for both teams. As far as individuals to watch, for Western Maryland, no question about Rolando Welch having a great season. Welch, a senior from Silver Spring, Maryland, from Bethesda Chevy Chase High School, leads the team in everything: scoring, rebounding, blocking, and just everything else. He's having a great season in his 4th year here on the Hill. As far as Muhlenberg, their leader without question, number 20, Dennis Adams. He's the team's leading scorer and rebounder. His game best so far this year, 24 points. So it should be a great ball game. Muhlenberg and Western Maryland. Green Terrors looking to end a 3-game losing streak. Muhlenberg looking to win their 4th straight. The Mules and the Green Terrors, all the action, the opening tip, and the play-by-play. It's coming up next on Cablevision 3. Stay with us. Let's do it in 2.5, guys, if we can. It's at 4.5 right now. Whenever you guys want. We can do it now if you want. 1.5 minutes before tip-off, according to the scoreboard. Tonight from the Gill Center on the campus of Western Maryland College, Cablevision 3 in Westminster presents Division III college basketball from the Centennial Conference. Tonight we have the Muhlenberg Mules and the Western Maryland Green Terrors. And welcome back to the Gill Center, folks. Brian McLean here for CB3. The Muhlenberg Mules at 3-0, perfect so far, with wins over East Mennonite, Moravian, and Albright. And the Green Terrors so far on the season 0-3 with losses to Keene, Waynesburg, and Swarthmore. Let's check the starting 5 for you right now while we have a moment. The Muhlenberg Mules coming down from Allentown, Pennsylvania, and their starting 5 looks like this. They have a couple of guards that are going to be playing a junior and a senior. Ernie Koshenegg, number 12, starting at guard. He'll be joined by Frank Altmeyer, number 15. Altmeyer will be the point guard. The starting forwards, Dennis Adams, the team's leading scorer and rebounder so far. He and Matt Kelly are in the front court, along with center Chris Bedell. For the Western Maryland Green Terrors, starting 5 for Coach Nick Zulius. Coach Zulius back for his 4th season on the Hill this year with a record of 32-64. His starting 5 looks like this. A couple of guards once again, including a freshman, Dante Abram. He'll be the point guard, and Pat Young is the shooting guard. Starting at forward, Jeff Daniels and Rolando Welch, and the starting center is Mel Brennan. The Green Terrors and the Mules coming up right now, our national anthem. Our national anthem tonight in a very warm Gill Center. If you ever come to the Gill Center to watch basketball here, they keep this gym very, very hot during the winter. And I tell you, it's one of the hottest nights we've had here. Probably 90 degrees inside this gym. As you look at the crowd there, a home opener tonight. A lot of folks excited about Western Maryland basketball this year, looking to put last season behind them. The Green Terrors were 5-19 last year, a season in which Coach Nick Zulius called a very depressing year. One thing after another happened last season. The team lost their starting center, Paul Pulowski, early. Their starting point guard, Scott Lyon, went down with an injury. Very frustrating year for the Green Terrors last season, going 5-19. And as we said earlier, looking to put that behind them. As far as the Mules of Muhlenberg, very good ball club. Muhlenberg coming in with a record of 3-0 with wins over East Mennonite, 109-47. Moravian, 74-54. And Albright, 67-52. In those games, each game, Dennis Adams was the team's leading scorer. His efforts so far this year, 20 points, and 24 points. Number 20 doing it all for Muhlenberg, as he was named the Centennial Conference Player of the Week for last week. As far as the Green Terrors, looking to bounce back after a tough loss to Swarthmore a week ago tonight. They were down 24 points with 5 minutes to go and came back and made it a game, but they dug themselves into too much of a hole, and the Green Terrors wound up losing that ball game 82-75. Free throw shooting was the story that night. The Green Terrors got 42 chances at the charity stripe, but hit less than 50% of those shots, 22 of 42. So you miss 20 free throws and lose by 7 points. A lot of things you can look at there, but a tough loss for the Green Terrors in that contest. Previous losses to Keene, 76-62, and to Waynesburg, 77-75, in the Stangles Invitational at Frostburg State College out in Western Maryland. Our officials tonight, a couple of referees coming down from PA. Our referee is David Elliott, and the umpire is Tom Fahey. Your Division III Centennial Conference officials tonight, Mr. Elliott and Mr. Fahey. This is the first basketball game ever at Western Maryland College in the Centennial Conference. Of course, the Green Terrors were a member of the Mid-Atlantic Conference for many, many years. The football team joined the MAC back in the 80s. And with the expansion of the conference going back to 83, this year new teams are added to the Centennial Conference. So all sports now are grouped in the Centennial Conference, unlike in years past where the football team played in the Centennial Conference. The rest of the teams played in the MAC. Not the case anymore. The Centennial Conference broken into 2 divisions, which we'll talk about later during our telecast. But now we're set for basketball tonight. Our first of several telecasts we'll bring you this winter on CV3. The Green Terrors and the Mules. And jumping at center for Western Maryland, of course, Rolando Welch, number 42, being opposed by Dennis Adams, number 20. The Green Terrors in their home white, the Mules in their road maroon. And the Mules control the tip, and they'll fire away, of course, to the basket to our right. Western Maryland, their patented man-to-man defense. Muhlenberg will be patient. Three-point notion out there from Altmaier. Now a turnover here is Western Maryland gets it. The freshman, number 11, Dante Abram. He takes it all the way. Abram scores first, and the Green Terrors take the lead, 2-0. Dante Abram, the freshman at 5'6", out of Baltimore, gives the Green Terrors the early lead. Dennis Adams being checked by Welch. That'll be a great matchup tonight. There it is on the side of the key. Adams over Welch, too short. Rebound momentarily by Jeff Daniels of Western Maryland. Had it knocked out of bounds. It'll be Green Terror basketball. 37 seconds into it, 2-0 Western Maryland. The new point guard for the Green Terrors, Dante Abrams, stepping in for Scott Lyon, who played here for 3 years as a starter. Lost it on the baseline, and first turnover of the game. A promising backcourt for the Green Terrors, Abram and Pat Young. Pat Young out of Mount St. Joe. He's the scorer, Abrams the ball handler. Right now, Abram will pick up Altmaier. From the foul line, shot off the mark by Matt Kelly. Rebound by Rolando Welch. Here come the Green Terrors, facing a 35-second shot clock. College basketball this year going from a 45 to a 35-second shot clock, so the pace may be a little quicker. There's a few other rule changes as well we'll try and touch on during the course of the contest. We get a foul called here on Frank Altmaier, number 15. First foul of the game against Muhlenberg, and of course the first personal foul on Altmaier. Altmaier, a senior out of Philadelphia. Jeff Daniels, a sophomore, will be the trigger man. Gets it into Abram. Basketball on CV3. Rolando Welch. No, a new player into the game for Western Maryland. Number 50, Mel Brennan. Brennan at center. took that feed. Beg your pardon, Big Brennan down there on the low post got the pass and the shot. He did start tonight. He's not a new player into the game either. Mel Brennan saw some playing time late in the season last year. Now a steal here by Pat Young. Pat Young all the way, almost lost it from behind. Pat Young driving. Maybe a shot better left untaken as Koschenegg got the loose ball. Now Altmaier brings it down from Muhlenberg. Kelly's guarded by Daniels. Shot clock at 20. For three, it's Koschenegg who buries it. Ernie Koschenegg with the tray. And it's 4-3, Western Maryland. 17:47 to go here in the first half. Two 20-minute halves in Division III college action. Of course, all levels of college basketball play two 20-minute halves. Abram inside has it taken away. Bad pass that time. Koschenegg got the turnover. Now Altmaier pulls up for the tray, and he buries it. Frank Altmaier with the tray. Gives Muhlenberg their first lead of the night at 6-4. Altmaier didn't have a three-point shot coming into the night. Welch double teamed, the most walked. Pat Young from about 18. Off the mark and rebounded by Matt Kelly. 6-4 Mules. Koschenegg and Altmaier with three-pointers so far. Wide open. Koschenegg refused to take the shot. Now gives up to Dennis Adams. Adams so far being guarded well. Now takes the tray, and it's going to be way off the mark. Rebounded by Jeff Daniels of Western Maryland. Green Terriers want to push it up. Here's Welch inside, and he gets the roll. Rolando Welch, the senior from Silver Spring. And we're tied at 6-6. 16:30 to go in the first half. Another rule change this year. There's no 5-second call on the defense as long as the offensive player is dribbling. In the past, if you were guarding your man for 5 seconds, you got the turnover. This year, that's not the case as long as the dribble's kept alive. Altmaier for three. Yes. Frank Altmaier with the pair of trays. 3 trays so far from Muhlenberg. That's been their scoring as they lead by 3, 4 minutes in. Brennan's open inside. They give up to Welch. Rolando Welch being guarded by Dennis Adams. There's that matchup we've been talking about. Both teams playing man-to-man defense. Now a bad pass intended for Daniels is off the mark, and the Green Terriers turn it over for the third time. The Centennial Conference, a Western Division and an Eastern Division. Western Maryland in the West with Franklin and Marshall, Johns Hopkins, Gettysburg, and Dickinson. Altmaier near side. He and Adams playing catch. Altmaier for three, gets picked up quickly by Abram. Now Koschenegg. Kelly driving inside, nice look away pass, but an altered shot way off the mark. Daniels gets the loose basketball for Western Maryland. Green Terriers can cut it to 1 or perhaps tie. 15-10 to go in the first half. Rolando Welch with 2 points so far. Near steal by Adams. Brennan gets the loose basketball as a body goes down, and a push-off foul forthcoming. Hitting the floor hard was number 33, Chris Bedell, and Bedell is called for the foul. Number 1 on him, number 2 on Muhlenberg. College basketball, you get 5 timeouts per game. 17 fouls committed by you put your opponent in the bonus. After 10 team fouls, a bonus free throw for the rest of the game or half is 2 free throws, not a 1-and-1. That change came in last year. So far, Muhlenberg doing a nice job of containing the perimeter players of Western Maryland. Pat Young hasn't been too effective just yet. Here's Abram from about 15. Gets his own rebound briefly inside. Loose basketball taken away by Altmaier. Muhlenberg wants to push it up. Western Maryland gets back on D. Now Adams outside. Too strong off the glass, and Rolando Welch pulls it down for Western Maryland. Muhlenberg 9, Western Maryland 6 with 14:30 to play here in the first half. From outside, Pat Young, it's off the mark. Rolando Welch with a big offensive rebound. Has it taken away, but a foul coming up in the Western Maryland low post area. Dennis Adams, I believe, will get carded for this one. Dennis Adams, number 1 on him, number 3 on Muhlenberg. And that, of course, is good news for the Green Terriers, trying to get Adams in foul trouble if possible tonight. Dennis Adams, the Centennial Conference Player of the Week last week. Here's Daniels inside, has some problems in the paint area, trying to fight off Kelly. Got the shot off somehow, and a battle for the board underneath. And we get a push-off foul forthcoming against Western Maryland. Fouls on Mel Brennan, his first team foul against the Green Terrors. Mel Brennan, one of the few seniors for the Green Terrors. He, Welch, Young, and Knowlton, Jimmy Knowlton, not starting tonight, but he'll get some playing time this evening. The 4 seniors for Nick Zulius. Driving shot inside is in and out, taken by Mike Gramer, number 44. Out of bounds, Western Maryland basketball. The Mules have 4 returning starters this year, including 3 seniors, so an experienced team back for Muhlenberg. Pat Young in the corner has the green light anytime he's open, anywhere on the floor. Gets called for the travel here. And the junior turns it over. 4 turnovers now against the Green Terrors. Pat Young's had a good career here so far on the Hill. Big part of this team the last 2 years. Averaged 13.1 points and 3 assists per game last year. 11.2 points and 3 assists per game as a freshman. Pat Young from Mount St. Joe's High School in Baltimore. 9-6 Muhlenberg. Low-scoring contest so far. Here's Altmaier for the tray. This time it's short. Rebounded by Abram of Western Maryland. A 3-on-1 if they hurry. Off to Daniels. Daniels under the basket, lost it, and he gets called for the travel. There's an example of the Green Terrors just not controlling their fast break. It's a fairly young squad aside from the 4 seniors we mentioned, but really only 2 starters from last season are back, Young and Welch. So still an inexperienced team, and it kind of showed there on that fast break opportunity. 3-on-1, you got to cash in. Adams and Koschenig. Now Kelly. Kelly's guarded by Daniels. Loose basketball taken away by the Green Terrors. Muhlenberg turns it over for the second time. Orlando Welch to Brennan. Brennan with the jumper. Yes. Mel Brennan from Willingsboro, New Jersey. It's a 1-point ball game. 9-8 Mules with 12:50 to go in the first half. Big Mel Brennan, the tallest player on the floor right now for the Green Terrors at 6'5". Although Welch is listed at 6'4", but looking at those two, they're very close. From the outside, way off the mark. Shot was taken by Gramer. Green Terrors push it up again. Here comes Daniels all the way, and he's called for the offensive foul. No basket. Had it gone, it wouldn't have counted anyway. And Jeff Daniels commits his first personal foul, the second team foul against Western Maryland. Clock showing 12:32 to go in the half as a couple of new faces come in for Muhlenberg. Checking in, number 10, Mike Rooney, a junior. And Joe Rader, number 40, checks in for the Mules. Koschenig, Adams, and Graham are still on the floor. From way downtown, and the shot goes down for Koschenig. Ernie Koschenig with the tray. And Muhlenberg, all their points now have come on the 3-point shot. 4 3-pointers, and they lead 12-8. Throwing it in from downtown. Welch in the corner as Adams goes down. And taken away by Gramer. A 3-on-3. Inside, the right-handed shot off the mark by Rader, but tipped in with a nice follow by Gramer, and the first deuce of the night for Muhlenberg. And they lead by 6, 14-8. Muhlenberg's biggest lead so far. Head coach Dave Madeira for Muhlenberg. His concern tonight was the early part of the ball game. They found themselves down early against Western Maryland last year, and it cost them the ball game. Welch's shot's off the mark. Up ahead to Adams. Could it be showtime? No, the shot won't go, but a foul from behind by Kenny Young. Number 1 on Young. Number 3 on Western Maryland. This will give us a chance to get a look at Dennis Adams. In just a second here, we get a timeout call by the Green Terrors, so we'll take a timeout as well. As Nick Zulius wants to talk it over with his team. His team trailing by 6. 11:26 to go in the first half. It's Muhlenberg 14, Western Maryland 8. I'm ready. Head coach Nick Zulius of the Western Maryland Green Terrors, back for his 4th season as the head coach. Coached on an interim basis back in the mid-'80s when Coach Ober had a year off, and Nick took the job over 3 years ago. He's 32 and 64 lifetime, but looking to build this program, recruiting heavily in the Baltimore area. A couple of Mount St. Joe guys joining the fold. Scott Conroy and John Kovach are his assistant coaches. Muhlenberg by 6 here in the first half. Welcome back. Brian McLean here from the Gills Center on the campus of Western Maryland College. Muhlenberg with 4 3-point shots opening up tonight. Koshine coming into this evening's game was the team's leading 3-point shooter with 8 of them. As a team entering tonight's game, they've taken 55 3-point shots in just 3 games. They'd like to open it up, and we've seen it so far tonight. Dennis Adams at the foul line. Adams from the foul line this year has been very impressive. He's now 15 of 17 from the charity stripe, 88%. And doing it all so far. The team's leading scorer at 21.3 points per game. And leading rebounder at 7 per game. Gets them both. And Muhlenberg has its biggest lead of the game once again at 8, 16 to 8, with 11:20 to go in the first half. Still the man-to-man defense here, the overplay. Welch inside to Daniels. Daniels being trapped. And the shot is off the mark. And the foul's going to be called underneath. I believe they're going to get Mel Brennan for this one. Beg your pardon. This is going to go on Muhlenberg. First foul of the game against Mike Rooney, who had just checked in. Number 4 on him. Or I beg your pardon, number 1 on him and number 4 on Muhlenberg. Green Terror possession. Pass awry. Trying to get it into Daniels. Joe Rader got the steal. Now Muhlenberg will settle it down. Adams, fake pass to Rader, now out to Gramer, back to Adams. Battle for the board. Muhlenberg wins the battle as Mike Gramer was there, number 44. He got the follow, and the Green Terrors trail by 10, 18 to 8. Green Terrors that time not boxing in on defense, as Muhlenberg had an easy time on the offensive glass. That's a big, big key. Muhlenberg does not have the size that Western Maryland has, and the Green Terrors got to do a better job on the boards. Shot by Brennan's off the mark. Loose basketball, and it's going to be Muhlenberg basketball. Pat Young checks in. Jimmy Naughton checks in for Western Maryland. Dante Abram checks out. Kenny Young checks out. Andy Jingaleski checks in. Mel Brennan checks out for Western Maryland. So it's Welch, Jingaleski, Daniels, Naughton, and Young. The 5 on the floor for the Green Terrors. 18 to 8 Muhlenberg looking to open it up here. Rader guarded by Jingaleski. Now Rooney. Adams. Dennis Adams tried to force that one. Fights for the own rebound. They say it was last touched by Jimmy Naughton. So it's Mule basketball. Rader will be the trigger man. Koshine from outside. Rebound by Orlando Welch. Who else? Orlando Welch will keep our eyes on him this season. They're expecting big things from the senior. This time a nice pass to Jingaleski, being double teamed and gets the shot rejected into the hands of Gramer. Nice block by Rader. Rader to Adams, lost it. Turnover here as Welch gets the loose basketball. The Mules have turned it over 4 times. Welch all the way, and it's off the mark. Loose basketball, Western Maryland basketball. Chris Bedell checks back in, as does Frank Altmeyer. 2 starters. Dennis Adams will get a break, as will Ernie Koshine. So 2 original starters checking in for 2 starters who get their first break of the night. 18-8 Mules, 9:32 to go in the first half. Dalton will inbounds it. Has to hurry, only gets 5 seconds and gets it in just in time. Motion offense. The Mules doing a great job in containing it. The man-to-man and that 2-man trap along the side of the key. It's worked all night long, denying the Green Terrors. The Green Terrors have really only gotten inside 1 time tonight, maybe twice, the Brennan shot and the Welch shot. And that's been it. Good defense from the Mules so far. Now Young's got to hurry. Gets it inside to Daniels. A lot of the shots the Green Terriers have taken tonight also have been kind of out of control and altered. And again, you credit that to the Mule defense. Young from downtown, it goes at the buzzer of the shot clock. Pat Young, the junior, buries one from 21 feet. It's a 7-point game, 18-11. That was the first time tonight the shot clock became a factor. It was down to 1 as Young let it fly. Kramer with the bad pass, taken away by Naughton. A 3-on-2 for the Green Terriers to Welch. The shot won't go. Rebound by Daniels. His follow won't go as it gets rejected by Kramer. Loose basketball, and it's going to be Mule basketball. That last block was by Rader, I beg your pardon. And the Green Terriers again can't cash in on a fast break opportunity. Chris Bedell checks back in for Muhlenberg. The Mules by 7. 18-11. Raiders wide open on the wing. Now a bad pass here intended for Bedell. Both teams now with 5 turnovers. Mel Brennan checking in for Western Maryland. Checking the Green Terrier lineup: Jingaleski, Naughton, Brennan, Young, and Tom Schaefer on the floor for the first time. Number 44, Schaefer, a freshman from Corriganville, Maryland. Naughton has an ocean from 3. They'll let him take that shot, and they do let him take the shot, and he promptly buries it. Jimmy Naughton, his second tray of the season. It's a 4-point ball game at 18-14. Muhlenberg packing it in. They're going to allow Naughton to take that shot all night, and Naughton took advantage of it that time. Rader with the bad pass. Jingaleski with the near steal. Saved in. Altmaier outside. The shot goes down for Mike Rooney. Rooney from Phillipsburg, Pennsylvania. It's a 6-point lead for the Mules at 20-14. 7:35 to go in the first half. Jimmy Naughton, the point guard, with Abram on the bench. Tried to force that pass. Last touch by a Mule. Matt Kelly checks back in. Checking out is Rooney for Muhlenberg. Pass inside to Brennan, taken away. Altmaier with the steal. Kramer gives it up. Altmaier from outside, off the mark. Here's Rader. Rader almost gets hammered by Brennan. Now Kelly, he can't get the shot. Kelly gets it back somehow. Or check that, that was Bedell. Now bodies go down. And a foul coming up under the Muhlenberg basket. Foul is going to be on Mel Brennan of Western Maryland. His second, Western Maryland's 4th. Both teams with 4 team fouls. Schaefer checks out. Rolando Welch back in for Western Maryland. 6-point ball game. A low-scoring contest. Bedell guarded Tully by Young. Gives it up to Kramer. Rader from about 15. Can't get the roll. Rebound. And the shot for Kramer. Mike Kramer, number 44, gives Muhlenberg an 8-point lead at 22-14. Green Terriers trying to get some offense going here. Driving shot goes down for Jimmy Naughton. Give him 5. Jimmy Naughton, the senior. Maybe he'll pick up the scoring punch this year. Bedell needs some help. Gets it from Kelly. Shot clock at 14. Kelly takes a shot from 17, and Mel Brennan pulls it down. And now an outlet pass to Naughton. Naughton all the way. No, a nice pass, and the shot goes for Jingaleski. There's Naughton showing his senior leadership that time, giving up a shot for a better shot. And a real smart pass back to Jingaleski, who makes it a 6-point, check that 4-point contest, and the Mules want to talk about it. Muhlenberg calls a timeout.